Yo, welcome back to No Retro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Ian, with my co-host Eva. What to do, baby?
Hey, and how you doing, man?
I'm alright. I'm alright. No, I'm not alright.
Uh,
Because Edge. Edge is retiring.
man,
Ah, gosh. Well, he may retire.
he
So,
just said he's done, right?
well, he doesn't know. He personally doesn't
Mm,
know. So his last match, uh, it possibility could be his last match. So going into this, let's think about it. So Edge versus Sheamus, right?
yeah,
Turns out that Edge's contract is expired midnight. So basically Saturday morning he's done with WWE. Um, so he can go the way how he used to. Is
right.
the reason why he missed a few dates, meaning SummerSlam and all these big events, because he can't go as much as he would love to. And so he faced Sheamus because Sheamus is basically the reason why he was able to come back or get checked out again to see if he was able to come back. And that's a great story
What do you
for
mean by that?
Edge.
I never understood. What do you mean by that? Sh
So Edge went to so Sheamus has his YouTube channel. At the time, it wasn't as popular as it is now about working out, like working out with the WWE superstars.
Mhm.
So Edge was one of them, and Edge was showing him what he does when he works out. Like what's his workout routine, basically.
mm,
One of them was going mountain climbing, bike mountain riding, whatever. Um, I don't know if at that time if that was part of their workout or it was just like, hey man, do you want to go on these bikes with me and go ride them around the mountains? Edge accidentally hit a rock, basically. I think he hit a rock or he was going too fast. Basically, flew off his bike and just got wrecked. And Sheamus obviously checked up on him and say, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Edge looked like he just got attacked by a bear. But Edge looked at him and saying, "Yeah, I'm fine." He's like, "But I'm not, basically, I'm not supposed to be." That's the weird thing. I'm not supposed to be fine, but I am fine. So obviously went to the doctors, got checked out, everything works out. And then I don't know if he went to go see the doctor that basically told him saying, "Hey, you can't wrestle anymore because of your neck." I don't know if he saw him right away or if it was like afterwards, but basically saying, "Hey, your neck is better," you know?
yeah.
So, yeah, so he went back in the ring, got to see, okay, I could, what he could do. He contacted, I don't think he contacted WWE right away, or maybe he did. I'm not sure, but then AEW reached out to him. At the time, they weren't. It was just the elite, like the Young Bucks.
The
Like,
young crew, yeah.
yeah, they were about to like get it started, and the Young Bucks reached out to him saying about joining AEW, but he said that I gotta talk to WWE, and obviously he went with WWE. So yeah, so Edge's contract is expired. He is going home to rest, to basically go back and train again and see what he's able to do. For the Toronto crowd, he said he basically saying that this is my last match in front of you guys because if he decides to re-sign again, he can't do a full year anymore. It's going to be certain pay-per-views. He's going to get the Brock Lesnar contract basically. He only wrestled in the big pay-per-views, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble. I don't even think Survivor Series because Brock Lesnar wasn't even part of Survivor Series last year. So I'm most likely SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, and WrestleMania. Maybe overseas, possibly, because those are the big money checks. Um, but yeah, at this moment, Edge wants to leave in a good note, basically saying he's done and retired because he doesn't want to say, "Hey, yeah, I'm coming back," and then turns out he's not coming back. I do have mixed feelings for it, just because I didn't have the opportunity to watch it live. I'm gonna watch it, but like I told you, I'm bummed out because I've been wanting to see Edge. I saw him wrestled, but he was in Judgment Day. I never had the opportunity to see him wrestle as the rated R superstar live. So I really hope he doesn't I really hope he does resign and come back to WWE. I honestly don't think he'll go anywhere else. I just don't think so. And so just to hopefully he can make an appearance. I don't, to be honest, I don't really have to see him wrestle. If he could show up wherever live event I'm able to go, if I'm able to go to WrestleMania, able to go to Royal Rumble, uh able to go to a Survivor Series, if he's just able to just show up, I'm fine with that. Just to hear him live and hear him and see him live in person, that'd just be dope. But yeah, so but I didn't watch the match because I didn't want to spoiler it, but I'm obviously Edge won. Um so yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, man, he at least we were able to say he came back. He wrestled for 3 years. He gave us some good matches during those 3 years. So the only problem is he has not won a championship since he came back. That's the crazy part. I want to know whose decision was that. You know, me personally, I don't think he needed a title win, but it's just weird to me that he hasn't.
I think at some point, like people's careers are like they don't need a title anymore. It's just more of like them being there, you know. And he didn't
I'm
wrestle a lot this year, right? When's the last time he wrestled before this match?
gonna be honest, the only one I could remember,
It was May, probably.
he faced Grayson Walker on SmackDown,
Grayson Waller.
Waller, and then before that, the only one I can remember is WrestleMania, man.
Yeah, so he's like, yeah. So I don't think he needs a championship. I mean, it's good. I mean, we obviously know why he didn't get a championship because of Roman Reigns. I think if the world title was introduced before,
Hmm.
like last year or something. I know it was introduced like when this year. If it was introduced last year, the year before that, he probably would have won it just to have his like, I never lost his belt, so I won it.
Right.
But I guess he didn't want to take it from Seth Rollins, like, oh, he's doing great. So, and especially like you said,
Or maybe he just couldn't go the way how he wanted to. Maybe
yeah,
he was supposed to be the original plan to win the
yeah,
world title, but he probably like said
he got
he just can't go
he
as
got
how he
injured
wanted to.
twice, right? He got injured twice or three times in the last 3 years, right? Almost every
Has
year he got
he?
injured. I thought he did. I thought when he got kicked out of Judgment Day, he got kicked out because he had an injury, and
No,
then he came back.
he got kicked out because he didn't like the direction that
Oh,
Judgment Day was gonna go towards.
okay.
Yeah, no. But he did took time off though. But I don't know. Yeah, so though I'm trying to look back to see when was the last time. So yeah, Hell in a Cell was obviously, or you know, he wasn't part of Payback or Backlash. And then Night of Champions, he wasn't part of it.
Hmm.
So, and I don't recall if he was. I don't think he was part of Money in the Bank either.
No, he was not. No. So what do you think there's see dead air. What do you think the speculation of him like going to AEW?
I mean, if he can't go in WWE, I don't know what makes him think he's able to go in AEW.
Or you think that's the reason why he's like not resigning? I
So
mean,
he
people
could go
could,
to AEW.
well, who would do that, right? I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that were legends there WWE. They're like, oh, we'll never leave WWE and end up in AEW, like Mark Henry and Big Show. Like some of the guys you never, oh, they'll be in there dirty forever, and then they're over here like an AEW. You don't see them anymore,
Well, the
but they're in
difference, but
AEW.
the difference
You know,
between Big Show and Mark Henry, they said it themselves.
they
They were
couldn't
never,
really go.
no. They got disrespected by Vince McMahon.
Oh,
Yeah, because they Vince McMahon, they felt disrespected, saying like, dude, I was your guy for you. I did whatever you wanted me to do. And basically, I don't know what the story was between them. Like they said it, like it's out there in public. I just don't remember what it was. But both of them said they just got disrespected and by Vince McMahon, and they were just like, all right. And then
man.
AEW opened their doors and opened their checkbooks for them. So
And we don't see them at all. They get
yeah,
paid though, whatever.
I don't. Big Show is apparently a producer and commentary, making millions of dollars. I don't even know
Wow.
what show he's doing commentary on. Mark Henry is a producer and commentary as well. I don't know how much he's getting paid, but yeah, it's just one of those. Okay, it's not my checkbook.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, I don't know. Here's the problem. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. If I was a wrestler, would I want to get advice from the Big Show, from Mark Henry? Sure, in WWE,
Yeah.
maybe in the Indies, but a company that's trying to compete with them, people can say whatever they want. AEW is not competing with them, blah blah blah. WWE's. I don't understand how AEW is not trying to compete with WWE, but yet WWE, those same fans think that WWE is trying to compete with AEW. Doesn't make sense. But anyways, it's just like I feel like it's hard for them to take advice from them. When they're former WWE guys, not AEW guys.
Well,
And
every guy, almost everybody's like, if you look at the roster, like
yeah,
90, 80, 70% are probably, I don't know, because not everybody, some people I have not seen in WWE.
right.
I mean, but like a lot of them are, like a lot of people are like, they're not WWE guys, but they're in the WWE, like, oh, they're WWE
They
guys.
all made a name for themselves in WWE.
Yeah,
And they're using their name power and knowledge that they learn in WWE to bring it to AEW, but they're not trying to beat WWE. But what I was trying to say, it's like Big Show and Mark Henry, they're the one of the best guys to get advice from. But here's the problem: they're giants, right? So nobody in AEW is like near their size.
I mean, there's like a
So
few
it
guys,
come
but they're
on,
not
dude.
talented. They're not,
No, dude. Seriously? Like guys
well,
like eight, like come on. Like Darley Evan.
Warlow,
You think Darley
Warlow,
Evan
no,
Warlord, but what has he been doing?
they probably, I
But
don't even know.
but
They haven't used them.
you think exactly. And but you think like somebody like Darley Evan could take advice from Mark Henry and the Big Show? It's like
No,
Warlord, I agree with you. Don't get me wrong, I agree with you, but he's even doing like flips and stuff like that.
like a Vader, no? Isn't it like a Vader?
Yeah, yeah.
But he's not like big. Like Vader was big. Warlow's like tall.
Is he tall? I thought he was just very muscular.
I don't know. He's like Brian Cage. They're like really buff, but
Well,
they're
Brian
like
Cage
really
is
athletic.
huge. Even Brian Cage is one of those guys where he does all these flips where he doesn't need to. If he would stop with all that flip, he would be like the top guy in WWE. I don't even know why he's not in WWE right now.
He keeps resigning with AEW.
AEW. It's clearly because of the money.
Oh yeah,
But
come
at
on.
the same time, it's like, dude, why are you still doing indie shows then?
Yeah,
I don't know. You got to get that Samoa Joe contract. Samoa Joe, when he was in TNA, he's like, I get paid if you guys don't even,
yeah.
use me. So that's why he was on TV all the time because they're like, we're paying him if he's not on TV, so we might as well just use him. So
Genius. I like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what shit, especially with AEW. If I got signed with AEW, it's like you guys are paying me regardless. You're not gonna pay me when I'm only on TV.
Yeah.
So hell no. You may put me on TV the next 4 weeks and then that'd be it. So writing out a contract. But yeah, going back to the rated R superstar. I can't do it right now. So Superstar. Uh, and would you want to see Edge come back? And if the answer is yes, where would you want him to come back, and who would you want him to face?
Well, I wouldn't want to come back to WWE. It's not like you said, like why would he go to AEW? Maybe just for Christian, but Christian is a heel. So the only way that would make sense
Mhm.
if I don't know, that wouldn't make sense. Only if Christian wanted to come back to WWE. But I don't think he would do that either right now. I don't know. And who do you want to face?
Mhm.
I think I would just build him like actually give him a retirement storyline. Like it was more like this was more abrupt. Like they just kind of announced it, like, oh, he's not. This is his last show, you know.
Yeah.
So I would want to make it a real retirement tour.
That's what it was. That's what everybody thought was gonna happen. Like Edge was gonna announce this is his last year. It's gonna be a retirement tour,
Yeah,
and he was just like, "Nope, next this is it." Like, oh, in his hometown and stuff like that.
yeah. So I kind of felt like we weren't cheated out of it, but we felt like it was. I
It's
mean,
his hometown, so it's like,
yeah,
how can you argue with that? That's where he started.
yeah,
That was just where he started. So I can't get mad at that, but it's just like, damn, dude. Like, just
yeah.
you
Like
have fans everywhere else too, you know that?
I know, but no, I'm saying that's. I mean, that's to retire your own time, but like. I mean, they could always go back next year. You know, like Toronto's like a one-off spot. You know,
Yeah.
like if they say like, oh, we're doing Toronto next October, whatever, you give us until next October. You know, like start now. Say he comes back at the Rumble, right? Or
Mhm.
hopefully he comes back to WWE. He might show up at All Out. Who knows? He might not. I'm not saying people say that, but I'm like, I mean, why would he? You know, like just because a Christian? Come on, because he already has all the.
He made a name for himself in WWE.
It's like how Lita said too. Like originally she was gonna go to AEW, or they asked her to join AEW. She's like, no, I'm going back to WWE. Like, why would I? You know,
Who?
Lita. Originally
Oh,
she got like reached out by AEW to go to them. She's like,
mm,
no, I'm gonna go to WWE. That's my home, you know. Like, you're
yeah.
just a new company, you know, or you're a company I never worked for. So if I did my last job or last tour, why would I go to you guys when I could just go to WWE? Some people have done that. Like I see people in AEW that were like, they're doing one more run in AEW and that's it. They're gonna retire from AEW, even though that's not their home company.
Hmm.
You know, like some guys should retire in Impact, but they don't. You know, like
Yeah,
why isn't Chris
there's
like?
guys who should retire. Like Christian should retire in Impact. Would
Well,
he?
he's more
Why
of a
would
WWE
he?
guy, no?
Yeah, but he became a main event player in Impact.
Like Christopher Daniels, like they might kick him out of AEW because of Collision.
Mm.
Samoa
Yeah.
Joe, you know, like those guys should like. It's like, oh, I'm not gonna retire from AEW. I'm gonna retire from. I'm gonna go to Impact Wrestling, do one run, and that's
Hmm.
it. You know, if I had to retire. But some people like Madison Reigns in AEW. She left Impact. No, she left NWA for AEW. Like why did she go back to TNA or Impact? You know, she left. She left NWA for AEW, but not Impact. So she would retire. Why not just retire in AEW? And not in Impact. You know.
Right.
So it's kind of like that's what I think sometimes. Like obviously, like Mark Henry and Big Show, they're already like done with their careers. I think when they left WWE, right? Their last
Yeah.
contract. So it's not like okay, whatever.
Well,
But if
Big
they
Show
were
had one match with
one
QT
match
Marshall at
and that's
all.
it, right?
Yeah, that I could remember. Yeah, that was an all out. That was the year that Punk came back.
And then
Uh,
Mark Henry can't go anymore. I think he's like
mhm.
done. He's like too much years of like weightlifting and everything he's done. You know,
I think it's all about the money for them because it's like, where am I going to get the best paycheck? But then at the same time, it's like you said, you mentioned all those people, if they were going to have like, this is my last match, my last retirement, why not have it in WWE? But at the same time, you got to look at it this way too. Do you think, do you on it? Well, if Triple H is in charge, but at the same time, probably not. Do you honestly think it's more of like, I just want one more match, right? So who do you think is going to open those doors for them? Who's gonna, like if both of all these men that say, I want one more match, I just want one more match, and then I want to retire, you know? they could go to Impact and AEW and ask for that one more match, and they'll say, "Sure, you cool with this pay per view? You cool with you want to do a taping? You know what I mean? They'll sure. With WWE, they'll be like, "Nah, man, we can't do that. You got to sign a contract with us, blah blah blah. Work these days with us, blah blah blah. Unless you're a draw like Goldberg, where they'll be like, yeah, sure, yeah, we'll have you back for one more match and all that stuff. But like they're gonna look at Big Show and Mark Henry and the Hardy Boys, and they're gonna be like, nah, you gotta like do a contract for 1 or 3 years, blah blah blah. You gotta work these X amount of days, and then
I mean, no, I
that's
don't
what.
see that. I mean, they've
No,
done it
but
with other legends where they've done like one match and
nah,
that's it.
dude, that's look what they did with Kurt Angle. I mean, that was Vince.
But
Vince was
yeah,
like, nah, you've been working with this feud with Corbin. It's gonna end at WrestleMania, and Kurt wanted to face John Cena. And
yeah,
Vince
John Cena
said,
was
"No,
like,
no, you have no next year you'll get John Cena." And Kurt is like, "Dude, I can't wrestle another year." You know? So it's like so he just faced the fact that he's gonna retire with Baron Corbin. So that's why you gotta look at it that way, where it's like it's where is it easier to get what you want? Impact and AEW. In WWE, you're not gonna get what you want unless
yeah.
you're a draw, like Cody Rhodes, Goldberg, and Brock Lesnar.
Cena says like Cena's like technically retired, but he's not, right?
No, he has. I think he has a legend contract.
But like I say, like he can't go anymore. He said himself.
No,
So
no,
it's
no.
like the similar concept.
He can't go as he can't do a full year anymore. Like he could still go and do like a WrestleMania here and there. He's able to perform. He's like basically what you saw him like saw what you saw when he faced Austin Theory at WrestleMania. It's like that's the best he could do.
Well,
He can't do nothing more than that. And he's like, I feel like that's fine, which is yeah, it's great. It wasn't a bad match. Um, it was just
not the
it's a
Cena
little
standard, right?
yeah, it's not the Cena standard that we're used to. So, but again, it wasn't a bad match for Cena, and it's like if that's all you could give us, that's fine. It's better
Yeah.
than nothing. I just really hope I personally, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people would want, is to see Cena wrestle a whole year, but like a retirement tour.
Yeah, so that's where my
Yeah.
edge thing came in. Like, I just wanted, if you were actually gonna retire in Toronto, like, guys, obviously they know these dates in advance, right? Like, obviously
Hmm.
they book these shows. Like, I mean, we already booked like WrestleMania. They already booked like all these shows like a year in advance. So he knew. I mean, I don't know. It wasn't his decision probably, but like, if he knew like Toronto's my last ma thing, do a retirement tour from
Yeah,
beginning of last.
he should have wrestled after WrestleMania.
Yeah,
And then that way he could at least been part of all these pay-per-views. That way we could have enjoyed it more. Like that Battle Royal, SummerSlam. Well, he could have been a part of that.
yeah. I'd have been like,
Yeah.
if imagine if you heard that song, I would have been
Yeah,
because we were there. We were like, oh my God, you know.
exactly. So just to hear him and to witness that, like everybody would have been happy with that.
Yeah,
So,
so I mean, obviously he's a grown, he's an adult. We're not telling him, oh, he made a wrong decision or anything, but like,
no, no.
yeah, I wish, like, hopefully he does. Hopefully it's just like one of those things where like, okay, I'll come back, like, give me like 6 months. I'll come back at the Rumble or WrestleMania,
Hmm.
but hopefully that's for me. My case, I think for me, I would see him being WWE. Like I said, the other companies don't make sense. Only
Yeah.
just to like get a pop or something and then be all elite or be Impact Wrestling for like a month and that's it, do one match in there and then it's over. Um, or just get better and come to WWE actually finalize your tournament, your retirement, like do a real retirement tour. We're gonna be at this show, this show, this show, and then next Toronto, which is who knows when, that'll be his actual last show, or do a pay-per-view in Toronto and that'll be the last show. Things like that. You could do next year a pay-per-view in Toronto. Like I realized this year a lot of Midwestern shows. I noticed that, right?
A lot of Midwestern.
Yeah,
Oh, I
SummerSlam,
see.
Detroit, Payback, Indianapolis, Survivor Series, Chicago.
I
And then
think
the
they
next,
always been like that. I think we just
yeah,
noticed it.
yeah, because we
I
actually
think
got
we
money
have,
now.
yeah, I think we have a little bit more money now that we could go to shows.
Like, oh, I could go to this. It's only a
Yeah,
4 hour drive.
I can afford this. Yeah, I think it's just because we have a little bit more money that we can be like, oh, that's not too
Screw it, I'll
bad.
drive.
Yeah,
Like I'll fly.
yeah, I'll fly, I'll drive. It's not that bad.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
pretty sure
true.
it's always been like that. We just noticed it because we have a little bit more money now.
Yeah, like if it was me, I would go to Toronto for a pay-per-view, drive to Detroit, and just cross the river. Boom.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
don't have a passport.
well, we could get them.
That's true. But yeah, I mean, well, here's the thing. If Edge would have announced saying, hey, the next time we're in Toronto, and they would have announced it ahead of time, saying, hey, this is gonna be my retirement, hell yeah, I would go get my passport. You know what I mean? But they didn't do that. So that's the only
No,
reason why I'm kind of bummed out because it was just like, damn, bro, it's just like that.
like yeah.
You
Also,
know,
like
and
for
I couldn't,
me,
and I don't have live television, so I watched the replay. So it's like I can't watch your show live, you know. So
yeah,
it's just like that was the other thing too. It's like, hopefully he doesn't I just end it that way. Hopefully he does come back for WrestleMania, or even the Royal Rumble, something. It'd be cool to see him at WrestleMania, but I mean we're still months away from that.
yeah.
So
That's it for me. I thought like I want to see like did the Toronto show sold out?
mhm.
Like if people knew in advance, I think they knew like a couple days. I think he announced it like what Monday that he was gonna possibly retire.
No,
His agent said.
it was last week.
Oh, that's 1 week. Okay,
Yeah.
I want to
Well,
know if that.
I knew about the Toronto show
Yeah,
because you know how we were supposed to get Trish and Becky and
yeah.
SummerSlam, but they pushed it back for whatever reason to they're like, "Oh, we're going to wait till Toronto." And yeah, so I knew about the Toronto show, but Edge was like announced last week.
Yeah. I mean,
So it was
I'm
just
wondering if it's sold out or not. Like people like, like, oh, let's sell out this show. Like I wish he gave like a 2 week notice. So like if it didn't sell out, that'd be kind of nice for it to be sold out arena.
mm,
Just, because it's the hometown crowd.
it
But we
probably
don't know.
did. Yeah,
It
it
probably
probably
did.
did.
I got
Yeah.
to check that numbers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, for me personally, and then the tour would have just consisted of him fighting like some of the young guys, like get them like their shot.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing about the young guys. How has that worked out in the past? Let's talk about Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin. He wanted to face Cena. He faced Baron Corbin. After that, Baron Corbin had a couple. He had, I think, 2 or 3 opportunities at the Universal Championship with Seth Rollins. So at least he was in the main event. They were trying to push him to be the top heel, right?
Yeah.
But where is it, and after that, he kind of fumbled. So you can't give all these young guys these opportunities to face these legends, especially as our last match, because it's like they don't know where the direction. They may have the direction, but it's up to him to deliver. They could go up to Edge and say, "Hey, you're gonna face Austin Theory, in your last match instead, and because this is the direction we're gonna go with him."
Hmm.
Right? And it's like, okay, cool, I'll do whatever you say. And then that sounds great. Cool. You're gonna make him into a big star, and then he doesn't deliver and he flops, and then it's just like, oh, well, we were in another retirement. You know, I feel like the person who's gonna retire should face whoever he wants to and also delivers the best match out of it.
Hmm.
He never faced Sheamus in a singles match, so it's like that works out. I don't think these young guys should be retiring the veterans because it doesn't make sense.
Veterans.
Yeah, it just doesn't. It's not worth it. They should face guys who they could keep up with, who they could tell a story with, who they may have a history with, and also somebody where it's like and also like a first time ever. Because when it comes to these young guys, how that worked out for Austin Theory versus Cena at WrestleMania. Cena said it himself. You don't want this match, kid. Because if I beat you, you're done. If you beat me and you don't deliver, you're
You're
done.
done. Hmm.
So imagine Austin Theory or a different young guy facing Edge, and then Edge, or not Edge, that new person beats Edge, and then nothing, right? Nothing happens, and then it's like, well, okay, well, hi
What's the point
Max.
of all that?
Yeah, what was the point? Come here, boy. So you want a virgin here? Max just, what's up, boy? You a good boy. Can you see him? No,
No,
he's right here, but he's
he's gray.
he's great. Yeah, he's blending in with the the wall, the background. What's up? You want?
But
Oh, you're trying to. I don't know what you're trying to do. I'm recording. Thanks. Okay. Anyways, so um, did you have three guys? You can see where I'm scratching him. I'm
yeah,
scratching him, but you can't see him.
I know, right? You're like over here, like I'm scratching him right now.
What's up, boy? Come over here so the camera can see you, or else they're gonna people think I'm weird. He's brown, that's why. Like a brownish grayish dog.
Oh well.
But what was I gonna say? So if it was up to you, if Edge comes back, is there like three? Let's just say he has three matches more in him. What are those three people that you would like to see him face?
Finn Balor,
Ooh,
AJ Styles,
ooh,
and a third one. I'll say Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins. Okay, okay.
That'd be
F-
like the three like veterans. Like either one of them could retire him. I mean, I don't. For me, there's no order. If
right,
AJ's
right.
his last match, or Finn Balor's the last match, or Seth
But those
Rollins,
are the three guys that you're
yeah.
like, if you
Like if he
come
had three, if he
back,
had three matches a year, that next year, that's the three people he should face.
okay.
Like Finn Balor just for redemption for Judgment Day, AJ Styles just for the rivalry thing, and then Seth for the title. If he loses, well, he loses, you know.
Mhm. Well, for me, I agree with you on Seth Rollins. That's for sure. The other one is, see, that's a tough one. I want to say AJ Styles. Like, I kind of agree with you on that part. Um, but um, let's see. I want to say John Cena instead. Since you picked AJ Styles, I'm gonna say John Cena. John
Hmm.
Cena. And for my last one, I would like to see him team up with um I would like to see him team up with Cody Rhodes or Randy Orton to reunite the rated RKO to face Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens.
Hmm.
So
But
um
right now, the most realistic one would be like the Seth Rollins one, right? Like the most like,
the most real so if I had to be very realistic, I would say Cody Rhodes instead.
hmm.
Edge versus Cody
Hmm.
Rhodes. Yeah. Like Edge and Seth Rollins, that's more just because of the World Heavyweight Championship. But if it's like, no, 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 we can't have Seth Rollins defend the title against Edge, and it's like, all right, well then Cody Rhodes, you know, trying to be like, I'm trying to be like fantasy booking, but also at the same time a little realistic. So, but yeah, to see Edge's theme song and then Cody Rhodes theme song and then both of them wrestling. Regardless who wins, I feel like Edge should still win over Cody. Um, it's gonna be a great match and also a great storytelling as well. And then like Cody Rhodes is somebody that you could look and be like, he's already a main eventer and he's doing pretty well. And you know he has a bright future. So for him, for Edge to retire against him, that's a good fit. But for
Hmm.
Edge to retire against somebody like JD, what's his last name? JD Gundam
McDonough.
McDonough. No offense to JD, but it's like he's a great worker, but you don't know his future. You don't know what direction he's heading. Is he 3 years from now? Is he gonna be in WWE? Is he gonna be a mid card? Is he gonna be a main eventer? Is he gonna be in the kickoff show? Maybe he's gonna get released. Maybe he may go to jail, you know? it's like
Never know.
you never know. And that's the sad part. Like you don't know because who was the top guy in '09, the biggest baby face in the world? Jeff freaking Hardy. And what happened with him? So it's like that's the thing. You don't know. Jeff Hardy has been told you're the future of the company, kid. And he finally got the opportunity and he dropped it
Wow.
because of his personal life. So fortunately, it's like you can't give it to these young guys the opportunity, and that's what bothers me because it's like they keep hiring all these young guys, knowing what happened with guys like Jeff Hardy, and it's not like Jeff Hardy was the only one, but Jeff Hardy was like the biggest star, you know. So I just one of those things where it's like you can't rely on these next generations because you don't know the direction they may go.
Yeah, that's true.
So, um, do you have any favorite matches of the rated R superstar? There you go. I kind of did it.
Yeah, I'll give you five of them. I have five.
All right, let's go. Let's hear these five.
Personal favorite because I was there. WrestleMania 22, Edge versus Mick Foley.
Okay,
That's one of them.
hardcore
There's
match.
no particular order. So this is just like five. Another one is Edge versus um Jeff Hardy at Unforgiven 2005. I
Edge.
have
I'm for wait. Who?
versus where's Matt Hardy? Matt Hardy.
Oh, you said yeah. I was like
Unforgiven.
Jeff.
This is after their fair thing, right?
Yeah, yeah. Was
Um, Edge versus Orton at Vengeance 2004 for the IC title.
oh okay. Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go. That's a good one.
Edge versus Cena at Backlash 2009,
Oh,
and Edge versus Taker at Hell in a Cell, SummerSlam 2008,
all right.
or
I
2008 SummerSlam Hell in a Cell match. Because
yeah,
no, forget
yeah, not the pay-per-view.
at the pay per view. No,
So, all
before they did
right.
that stuff.
See for me, I got so many of them. Like I could agree with everything you just said right there.
And we're
So
forgetting about the triple threat, the triple tag team at
yeah,
TLC
yeah,
matches.
you can't, yeah, and you
Yeah,
the tag team matches that he had with Christian. So, but try to keep it singles match, man. It's like you're talking about it's tough because that's the thing. Edge is one of those guys where it's just like I can't rank them. I could give you my favorite matches and what matches to check out, but to be like from 1 to 10, it's like I could give you 10 matches, but to put them in order, that's like I don't know if I could do that because it's like
mm,
you just named five right there. And for me, it's like I got Edge and the Undertaker at WrestleMania. I got Edge and the Undertaker at One Night Stand TLC match. I also got the triple threat with Edge, Cena, and Cena, not Cena, Edge, Triple H, and Jeff Hardy,
oof,
Armageddon, '08.
Armageddon.
Yeah, Armageddon. Uh, Edge versus Rey Mysterio, and at the Royal Rumble, Edge versus Finn Balor this past year's
Oof,
WrestleMania. So, and I'm pretty sure if I watch once I watch Edge and versus Sheamus, I'm pretty sure that's going to be on the list.
yeah,
So, but Edge versus Roman. What else? Honestly, I don't know how a lot of people feel about this match, but I truly enjoyed it. Edge versus Randy Orton at Backlash at the greatest wrestling match of all time.
yeah,
They overhyped it, but I still enjoyed the match. It was really good. And and you have to understand at that time we were like, I'm just happy to be able to watch Edge wrestle again, because
yeah.
that's the same year he just came back. So, but what else? Um, I'm trying to like go back throughout the years.
When he cashed in his Money
I
in the
wouldn't I
Bank.
wouldn't consider that as a wrestling match.
Hey, it was a match. It was like
It was a
3 seconds.
match. It was like more of a moment, but and then you also got Edge versus Kurt Angle.
Ooh,
You
the
know,
hair versus hair.
the hair versus hair. Well, my personal favorite one was the Backlash.
Ah,
So what was it? Edge versus Batista, Night of Champions. Edge versus Triple H at the Great American Bash.
Mm-hmm.
So, he has Edge had a lot of classic great matches. He told a story in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
So, but to just say what's my number one, I would have to say The Undertaker and Edge. Like
Which one?
that's WrestleMania.
WrestleMania. Okay.
Yeah. Because it was
That was
like
a
the
good one.
whole 1 year build up for that match to happen.
Like that was what like WrestleMania is meant for. Like that kind of build up. Like build
Yeah.
it up. Don't just have like, hey, last minute we're gonna be in a match. Like, oh,
Hmm.
okay.
Yeah. Because like the Undertaker wanted to get his hands on Edge and he just never had the opportunity. It was because thanks to like it was always like a triple threat or Edge just hiding away from him or because Vicky wouldn't book the match. So so that was like that was what made it like great. And then finally the Undertaker was able to get his hands on Edge at WrestleMania and to main
Mm.
event WrestleMania. So for the World Heavyweight Championship. That's like probably like my personal best one. Um, but what was the other? And also the triple threat match, with Edge, Roman, and Daniel Bryan. That one was really great too because of all their histories of like their past of them being told you may not be able to wrestle again.
Yeah.
So
Even
and
Roman had that. People forget
mhm.
about that.
He had well for him it was his leukemia, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, so them three, and that's a match where people like don't really appreciate because it's like these are three guys that were told they're not supposed to be. They were gone. Two of them were gone. Roman was slightly gone. That he's like, oh, hopefully I may come back. And yeah, so they're all wrestling in the same ring. So that's the one
Hmm.
match not a
I
lot of
thought
people.
about that.
Yeah,
You think that Roman's comeback is the greatest comeback in wrestling history?
no,
Or one of them? No.
Edge,
Edge.
Edge,
Okay.
Edge. I would close second. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, because they had the same injury.
Oh.
And then third, I would say Daniel Bryan. Because Daniel Bryan, the only reason why I say Daniel Bryan is third is because he's been told by doctors that he's able to come back and wrestle. But WWE kept saying no, not yet. So that's why I put Daniel Bryan third.
And when he did wrestle, he won a title and all that.
Not right away.
Not right away, but
Yeah.
hey, it was a slow burn, but it was good.
Yeah. Eventually, yeah. Eventually he got the dirty championship, main evented a few pay-per-views and WrestleMania as well. So Daniel Bryan, he's one of those guys that should come back. And I understand why he's in AEW because at least he announced it. Like he let everybody know. Because he's like, I don't have that much left in me. And he's like, I need to get this like I have to get this out of me. Like what the way I want to wrestle is WWE won't let me. So he's like, I just need to leave, go do what I gotta do, and then hopefully WWE will take me back. And then so
He got injured, and he got injured a lot, right? He got injured like every 3 months.
either
Like this is why they don't wrestle the style he used to wrestle, bro.
this is what WWE was trying to stop you from, but you wouldn't let it. You just wouldn't stop. But now he's out for 6 months, I believe.
So it prolongs his career even
Yeah,
longer.
it's just like you should have just stayed in WWE, man. So should have just went to NXT to be honest.
Yeah.
So that way he could have kicked those new generations ass.
Yeah.
Shoot. All right. Well, I guess this wraps up this episode. So yeah, Ever, take us home.
All right, listeners and viewers, this is it for this episode. I'm Ever, and this is Ian.
And we are out.
Bye, guys.
Doo doo doo.